As we head into March of 2024, now is a great time to evaluate the financial goals that you put into place at the beginning of the year. Now, if you didn't have a chance to put a financial goal in place at the beginning of the year, that's perfectly fine. There's still plenty of time for you to put one into place now so you can ensure that you can finish out the year strong. If you're new to my channel, my name is Clarence Patrick, and I focus on providing financial insights for people that grew up like me. See, whenever I was young, I didn't have a lot of sense on finance and how to build wealth. So this channel is dedicated to providing financial tips and insights that I've learned over the years in the hopes that it can help someone that grew up just like I did prepare to meet their financial goals. If you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe, and also hit that bell button so you're notified anytime that I upload a new video. As of today, inflation is still higher than where the federal government would like it to be. And with the prices of goods and services continuing to rise, it is extremely important that we're strategic on how we spend our hard-earned money. Well, in today's video, I'm going to be going over 6 things to do differently with money in 2024. First up is clearing any outstanding consumer debts that you may have. This is the very first thing that has to be done in order for you to do anything differently with money in the future. Debt is the #1 killer of wealth, and it absolutely destroys your ability to get ahead. And most people are carrying debt in either one or two categories. The first category is credit card debt. I recently read an article that stated that U.S. consumers had just surpassed $1 trillion in credit card debt. So what that means to me is that we have a bunch of people that are going out and buying a bunch of things that they don't even need to support a lifestyle that they can't even afford. And I think a lot of people are spending money on their credit cards and they're not realizing or thinking that it's a big deal because they're able to make their minimum payment. And some people may be able to make a little bit more than the minimum payment. But what's happening is, as you're making that minimum payment, you're paying anywhere between 20 to 27% interest on that credit card. So when you send in that monthly minimum payment every single month, you're essentially just paying for the interest, which means that your principal on that debt remains the same. And as you continue to charge that card month after month, you start to realize that your balance is going up instead of down, but you're still paying out a decent size monthly payment. This is where the credit card companies get you in a trap, and you have to figure out a way to pay off this debt because it is going to cripple your ability to build wealth. I'm going to say that one more time. Having a large credit card balance that you cannot pay off every single month is destroying your ability to build wealth. And it's one of the #1 things that you have to address before you can actually put a plan in place to build wealth. The second category that people will often carry consumer debt in is in car payments. I think it's fine if you actually have a car payment, especially if you don't have a lot of credit card debt. But where the issue comes into play is when you have a large amount of credit card debt that you're paying the monthly minimum on, and then having a car payment of $500 or $600 on top of that, you really start to drain your ability to utilize your dollars on other things such as investments. So the very first thing that you have to address in order to do things differently with money in 2024 is clear out your consumer debt. The second thing to do differently with money in 2024 is to not save as much of it. Now that might be a little different than what you're used to hearing, but I can tell you that having too much money in your bank account could actually be a problem because it's preventing you from being able to build wealth. In my 20s, before I really started learning about how to invest in the stock market, I kept 90% of my money in a savings account that did not collect very much interest. And I wasn't surprised that that money didn't grow as quickly as it could have or that it should have. I think it's okay to have money in a savings account for everyday needs and for short-term purchases. But anything above and beyond that should really be utilized to grow your wealth even further. And if you've cleared out your consumer debt that we talked about in step 1, then you'll have plenty of money to invest in other places. Whenever I get paid, I put my money into 3 buckets. The first bucket is a savings account for short-term purchases such as vacations or car repairs or home repairs. The second bucket is an investment bucket where I put money in for investments into the stock market and into real estate. And the third bucket is for my everyday spending. So once you clear all of your debts, you're going to have plenty of money to be able to put in each one of these buckets so you can start to enjoy your life just a little bit more. The third thing to do differently with money in 2024 is to invest in yourself. In my opinion, I think everyone should be setting aside a minimum of 5% of their monthly income that's dedicated to investing in themselves. That money could be spent on getting a mentor that can help you develop professionally and personally. It could be invested in training that can help you either to advance in your current career or learn a new skill that will allow you to get a new job in a different career field. It could also be utilized to purchase self-improvement books that you can read and review on your own time. There are tons of things that you can invest in, but the important thing here is that you want to make sure that you are allocating enough money to your self-development to ensure that you continue to grow as a person professionally and personally. At the end of the day, it's going to help you tremendously, and it's going to open up doors for you that you may not have realized were even there. The fourth thing to do differently with money in 2024 is to start a business or a side hustle. If you're really looking to build wealth, then you need to ensure that you are able to bring in an additional income. A majority of people will never become wealthy just by working a W-2 job. We just talked about the importance of investing in yourself. Now you can utilize those skills that you learn to build out your business. And that side hustle could be starting a store on Shopify. It could be creating a profile on Fiverr that will allow you to teach people how to put together a marketing plan. The bottom line is investing in yourself and then utilizing those new skills to build out a business will allow you to bring in an additional income that you could utilize towards anything. You could utilize it to invest in the stock market. You can utilize it to invest more back into your business. There's tons of things that you can do with that additional income that will help you to build long-term wealth. The next thing to do differently with money this year is to not let it dictate the relationships that you have with your friends and your family. Money can often be the topic of discussion with family and friends, but you have to learn how to separate that from your relationships. Some people may not be as knowledgeable on money and wealth building, and that can sometimes cause tension in your relationships. It's fine to answer questions or provide advice if anyone's asking you any questions that are financial in nature. But I think that always having discussions about money with family and friends can sometimes lead to issues in those relationships. And the next thing to do differently with money in 2024 is to actually enjoy it. I think it's important to remember that money is a tool, nothing more, nothing less. And whenever you get out of consumer debt, you should absolutely carve out funds every month just to enjoy yourself and have fun. Develop a solid plan, put it into place, and give it time to actually work. If you like this kind of content, make sure you check out the next video.